Each year, millions in New York City are drawn to Central Park's manicured lawns or to the High Line's creative design. But it's the smaller, lesser-known community-run gardens that may show the city's true personality the best. There are more community gardens in the Big Apple than anywhere else in the country. And as Christina Ruffini found out, they're as diverse as the people who run them.
This is New York City. Cramped, cluttered, plagued by loitering, overcrowding, and the constant buzz of bees?
I think it has the best part of New York because you never know what's going to happen next.
Tucked away in once unclaimed corners of the concrete jungle are actual jungles. Tended to by volunteers like Penny Jones, who's been planting in this Lower East Side plot for nearly 30 years.
What makes you come back here year after year and do all this for free?
I don't have to go to the country on the weekend. I'm 10 minutes from my apartment. No traffic.
The traffic waits just outside the gate, but inside there are bluebells and fish and, well, calm.
Why are places like this important? Like, why can't I just knock this down and make some condos?
For one thing, the lungs of the city, we provide a huge amount of oxygen and bring down the temperature.
The gardens throw some serious shade, more than 550 covering 100 acres of some of the most valuable real estate in the 5 boroughs. The city lets the gardeners use the land for free. In return, they must be open for the public. But the partnership wasn't always so pleasant.
What did this place look like in '73?
It looked like a barren desert. I mean, there was nothing here.
Donald Loggins is one of the original Green Guerrillas, a militant group of gardeners recruited by local activist Liz Christie to clean up the neighborhoods. The insurgency started with seed grenades, balloons filled with flowers and fertilizer.
We'd go around in the evening and throw them over the fences, and it worked.
Their tactics soon escalated, taking over this plot that would eventually become the city's first official community garden.
We had problems with people coming into the space and trying to deal drugs. One guy tried to rip off a branch from a tree. We chased him down the subway with pitchforks. He never came back again.
He probably didn't expect to get chased by pitchforks in Manhattan.
Probably not, but it worked. It kept him away.
And as the plants grew, so did the concept. All over the city, people began tilling their blighted blocks.
You want to get as much of the roof as possible?
Today, the gardens are as diverse as the neighborhoods they represent.
Every garden is different. It's a reflection of the neighborhood and their needs and wants and wishes for they want to make New York better.
Carlos Martinez is the deputy director of New York City's Green Thumb program, which helps provide seeds and support for the otherwise self-funded gardens.
If these weren't maintained by volunteers, would the city be able to keep up gardens like this?
It would be very difficult for the city to maintain so many gardens. So we really value all the blood, sweat, and tears that our gardeners put into this.
Originally from Colombia, Martinez says the gardens are popular with new New Yorkers looking to put down some roots.
Many of our immigrant gardeners join a community garden because they want to reflect of home.
At Tranquility Farms in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn,
it's the forsythia, which is the plant of New York City.
Ina McPherson brings a bit of her Jamaican heritage to this inner city soil.
I always say my mom raised us in an urban setting with rural sensibilities.
She teaches local kids where the food they see packaged and processed actually comes from.
This is arugula.
And shows them eggs from her brood of chickens, which she insisted we hold.
How do I put the chicken down? I don't want to
Just take it like this and...
Yeah. All right.
She says the gardens bring value beyond plants and produce.
I mean, look what's going on in here. There's birds in here, there are trees. Nature abounds in here. And if you have all these green spaces, you know, how are you going to live?
Living without them is a constant fear. While many gardens are protected, the threat of development is always there. Still, the once dirt-covered disruptors have been embraced by their communities, giving Loggins more time to tend to his thoughts.
It's so nice to come here and just enjoy yourself and realize, you know, how green the city can be.
And peaceful. Well, some of the time. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Christina Ruffini, New York.
You would think that people would really love to have, I mean, developers even, to have a community garden in their neighborhood, right? That they wouldn't fight it too much.
I think they're thinking money sometimes for developers. I agree with you. It's beautiful, the balance.
Yeah.
There's a balance to be found, though, between the development and keeping some of these.
And people that
green.
don't live in the city like New York don't realize it is a nice little escape, even if you hear that siren, just sitting in that environment.
Well, back in the day, everybody had a backyard garden, you know? So now we're getting back to it.